UFC Fight Night Saudi Arabia, Adesanya versus Imavov just concluded, and I'm going to be giving you guys my full breakdown and recap for the entire card, starting with the early prelims, ending with the main event. It was a pretty good fight night. I want to know what you guys think. Drop it down in the comments down below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you guys enjoy the video, but let's get straight into it, boys. Starting off with the first fight of the night, or fight of the afternoon, wherever you are, we had Hamdi Al-Dela-Wahab versus Jamal Pogues, and it was a straight up robbery right off the bat. Split decision for Hamdi, man. Super close fight, but I scored it. Jamal Pogues, I thought he landed the better shots. I thought he did the more damage, and he looked like the crisper fighter out there. Hamdi definitely had some ring rust on him, and he looked pretty slow. Wasn't able to get too many takedowns. Got one takedown in round one. Was able to do a bit with that, but really didn't advance many positions. He was pushing forward most of the fight, but Jamal Pogues was landing clean jabs, clean 1-2s. Hamdi didn't really seem to get his hands going as well, and Jamal Pogues outstruck him for sure. It was a bit of a robbery. I don't know if they're trying to boost Hamdi or whatever, but Jamal Pogues was pretty upset, understandably so. First fight of this card was a split decision towards Hamdi Al-Dil-Wahab, which I thought was a bit of a robbery. But we are in Saudi Arabia. What can you expect? They're going to favor some sort of fighters. Hamdi is from Egypt, though, so I don't know if they favor him for that reason, but you never know. Anyways, they might be just boosting Hamdi. Nonetheless, though, Hamdi gets a split decision. Good win for him, I suppose. We'll see how he suits up against some better heavyweights. You know what I mean? Like Hamdi he didn't look great. He's obviously not juicing anymore. So, and he barely beat Jamal Pogues, which arguably did not beat Jamal Pogues, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hamdi gets a split decision, though. Good for him. We will move on, though, to the second fight. Bogdan versus Lucas Alexander. Bogdan finishes Lucas Alexander in the second round by TKO, by ground and pound. Very nice finish by Bogdan. He powered through. He just basically 8 shots nonstop by Lucas Alexander. 8 body shots, 8 leg kicks. He was getting injured a lot throughout this fight. Lucas Alexander was able to deal a decent amount of damage to Bogdan, but Bogdan just kept pushing forward. These guys, like Bogdan's one of those dudes that just keeps stomping forward. Very, very good win by him, but I was impressed that he was able to keep going forward after eating a bunch of crisp shots from Lucas Alexander. He was able to take Lucas Alexander down, get top position, and start landing nice ground and pound. They both look super exhaustive, but Bogdan dug deep. He dug very deep. He wanted to get that finish, and he got that finish. So he's pretty exciting featherweight fighter. We're gonna see what happens with him. He's a guy who's got very good cardio, quite good cardio, kind of like Merab, but he's in featherweight and he's got some good hands as well. So we will see what happens. But good knockout for Bogdan. We'll see if he gets a performance bonus or not. But we will move on to the only women's fight on this card. The only women's fight that's ever happened in Saudi Arabia. Jasmine Jasudavicius versus Mayra Bueno Silva. This was kind of a dominant performance by Jasmine Jasudavicius. She was able to outstrike Mayra Bueno everywhere. She was able to take her down, kind of do what she wanted. Not too long ago, Mayra Bueno Silva was fighting for the belt. Last year, she was fighting for the belt against Raquel Pennington. Loses to Raquel Pennington, fair loss, then fights Macy Chiasson and she gets cut on the forehead and gets knocked out. Well, the technical knockout, it was a TKO. And here she fights, she moves down to flyweight and loses to Jasmine. So I don't really know where Mayra is going to go from here. She looked pretty defeated throughout the fight, kind of gave up bad positions, looked pretty bad, on the feet, especially on the ground as well. I thought Mayra would maybe be able to pull off a submission. She's very good off of her back, but Jasmine played it smart. She played it safe, and she dealt way more damage and was able to do kind of what she wants. Jasmine is a prospect at flyweight, and she's 35 years old. She looks great. She looks great at flyweight. Hopefully she'll get a higher ranked matchup, but good win for Jasmine Jasudavicius. She gets a unanimous decision. We will move on to the next fight. Terrence McKinney, man, this dude is a 50-50 fighter. I've talked about it again and again. I never want to pick Terrence McKinney, but good win by him. He gets that knockout over Damir Hadzovic. Terrence McKinney, this was kind of a decently easy fight for Terrence McKinney. He was able to go in there, do what he wanted. He landed some nice shots on the feet. Damir Hadzovic shot a takedown for some odd reason. Terrence McKinney caught him, got on top of him, started raining down ground and pound. Very nice finish by Terrence McKinney, and super, super quick. Terrence McKinney likes to get in and get the fuck out, man. He gets in, he gets out, he gets his money, and Terrence McKinney either gets knocked out or he knocks somebody out. So all of his wins come by finish. Another great finish by Terrence McKinney. But watch, he's going to fight some bum in a month or two, and he's going to get knocked the heck out. But we love Terrence McKinney. Great fighter. Good finish over Damir Hadzovic. I don't know what they're going to do with Hadzovic now. I think this guy's probably going to get booted from the roster, but good win by Terrence McKinney. He gets a knockout in round one. We will move on to the next fight, though. Shamil the Blob Gaziev, man. This is a real heavyweight prospect. Shamil the Blob Gaziev versus Thomas the Train Peterson. Hey, Shamil got those meaty hooks, man. That's all I got to say. Started off the fight, Thomas and Shamil were throwing some shots back and forth, some jabs, a couple jabs. They weren't going in too hard. Thomas ends up in the middle of the ring, middle of the octagon. Shamil throws a nice right hook, big blobby right hook, big heavy right hook, knocks Thomas Peterson down. Thomas Peterson, I was like, oh, I was getting hyped on this one. I was like, oh, Shamil Gaziev knocked him down. Shamil goes in. He doesn't even go in for the finish. I was like, yo, Shamil's about to go in for the finish. Shamil don't even go for the finish, man. Thomas Peterson, second he lands on his back, starts taking his mouth guard out. I'm like, what is this, bro? Thomas Peterson lands on his back, like, all right, I'm calling it a night. I'm done. Let's get out of here. Takes his mouth guard out. It's over. Shamil Gaziev walks away. It's done. The ref calls it. But I was just a little bit odd. But I mean, good win by Shamil Gaziev. Good knockout. Nice right hook. Very nice. He's got those meaty right hooks. Those meaty hooks, man. So good shit by Shamil Gaziev. We'll see if he gets a higher ranked opponent. Moving on, though, we got last fight on the prelim. Muhammad Naimov versus Khan Ofli. I picked Muhammad Naimov to beat Khan Ofli. I saw Khan Ofli on the Dana White Contender Series, when he was fighting, or the Tough Series when he was fighting, what's his name, Myron Santos. And, I kind of just knew Khan Ofli wasn't going to be doing too great against a guy, Muhammad Naimov, who is just quite well-rounded. He was able to take him down, take Khan Ofli down, and he was able to land some good shots on Khan Ofli. Khan Ofli had some good moments, but wasn't really able to afflict any damage to Muhammad Naimov and really stun him at any point throughout this fight. So Muhammad Naimov gets the unanimous decision. Good shit by him. We will move on to the main card. We got Fares Siam versus Mike Davis. I picked Fares Siam, man. I can't believe people that were like, yo, Mike Davis is going to beat Fares. Yo, who the fuck thought Mike Davis was going to beat Fares Siam? Fares Siam is a real France prospect, man. I think he's a great lightweight fighter, and good win by him. This could boost him to the rankings, man. I would love to see Fares Siam in the rankings. 5-fight win streak now. 5-fight win streak. Just broke Mike Davis. Obviously Mike Davis has a bunch of injuries. He's always coming off of injuries. He's had a lot of time off. It's kind of difficult for him, but Fares Siam was able to take him to the ground, deal a lot of damage on the ground. At one point in the fight, he picked him up, slammed him down. This was a high-level fight. It's a bloody fight as well. Fares Siam cut Mike Davis at one point. Then Mike Davis cut him at another point in round 3, I believe. It was a very back-and-forth fight, but Fares Siam was getting the better of him, better of Mike Davis. He was landing the better shots on the feet. He was connecting with knees, brought it to the ground. Even when he was on the ground, it was a threat because Mike Davis has good BJJ, but Fares Siam was able to stay safe. At one point in round 2, Mike Davis had a big knee slicer locked up. He had a leg slicer locked up on Fares Siam, and Fares Siam's knee was completely popped out. It looked disgusting. It seemed like it was going to pop if it hadn't popped already, but Fares Siam just stayed in that position, moved himself around, got himself safe, landed the good shots on the ground, and was able to escape because of how bloody and slippery it was. He was able to slip out of that position. Fares Siam slugged through this fight. He got through this fight and dominated Mike Davis in the later rounds, man. He did well throughout the entirety of this fight, and Mike Davis got tired. He got gassed out. Round 2, round 3, Mike Davis was looking real tired. He was looking really gassed out. Didn't look like his usual self, but Fares Siam did the good work nonetheless, and he dominated Mike Davis. He almost knocked him out in some moments, but Fares Siam gets a unanimous decision. Good win for him. We will move on, though. Said Nurmagomedov versus Vinicius Oliveira. I picked Said Nurmagomedov. I will say this. I kind of thought Said Nurmagomedov was going to get this win, but Vinicius Oliveira had a perfect game plan to beat Said Nurmagomedov. The commentary kept talking about it. Vinicius Oliveira had been talking that his game plan was to tire Said out, and that is exactly what he did. Vinicius Oliveira is a very non-stop fighter. He just keeps coming at you, keeps throwing hooks. Even when he's tired, he's throwing shit non-stop. And Said Nurmagomedov, you could see how exhausted he was in the second and third round. He started off round 1 great. Said landed a nasty spinning back kick, knocked down Vinicius Oliveira. Said actually knocked him down a couple times in round 1. With the spinning back kick, with some spinning moves. Said he looked like he was great on the feet, striking with Vinicius in round 1, but round 2, round 3, you could see how tired Said was getting, and Vinicius took advantage of it. He just dug deep. That's why, he's a dog. Vinicius Oliveira is a dog. He kept digging deep. He was injured. He injured his ribs really bad, his stomach, and he kept fighting. So good shit by Vinicius Oliveira. Definitely a prospect at bantamweight. And I mean, this guy could already get a ranked opponent soon for sure. 2 knockouts, then 2 decisions, just dominated Said Nurmagomedov. Very good win. Vinicius Oliveira is a huge prospect at bantamweight, man. So good unanimous decision by him. But we will move on. Sergey Pavlovich versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. I think I speak for everybody when I say I was disappointed by this fight. I'm pretty sure everybody had the same thought as I did, because I think everybody was thinking Sergey Pavlovich either about to come out, stand and bang, knock out Jairzinho Rozenstruik, or Rozenstruik's going to, get a late knockout or be able to get a decision. But Pavlovich comes away with a unanimous decision. Good win by him, but it was a boring win, man. It was a boring fight. Sergey Pavlovich landed a couple shots here and there. He landed a hook or two. He knocked down Rozenstruik at some points. And at one point in round 1, I believe Rozenstruik slipped, and then Pavlovich got down on him, started landing a little bit of ground and pound, but kind of just held him down. Round 1 ended. Round 2, same kind of thing. Pavlovich landed some nice 1-2s, but Rozenstruik got, he got clipped a bit, but it was no knockout blow, and he was able to take Rozenstruik down. Pavlovich never shoots takedowns, man. Never. Rozenstruik never shoots takedowns, but the second these guys were on the ground, the second these guys were on the mat, there was no getting up. There was no getting up. The second Pavlovich took him down, he's just laying on him. 260-pound guy laying on Jairzinho Rozenstruik. It's just like, what can really be done there? And he wasn't even doing too much about the position. Pavlovich wasn't trying to elbow him, wasn't trying to punch him too much. He was kind of just holding him, trying to maybe get a shot or two in, but I didn't really connect with anything too damaging. Rozenstruik got hit at some points, but nothing too damaging to call it a knockout blow or anything like that. And in round 3, same thing. Pavlovich took him down. They laid on him for a bit. Rozenstruik was able to get up. His corner's yelling at him. They're like, you got to go. You got to knock him out or some shit like that. At the end of round 2, his corner, Rozenstruik's corner, was like, you need to knock him out. Nothing really happened. Rozenstruik tried to get into range of Pavlovich, but it just didn't work. Didn't land enough shots. It wasn't able to connect with anything crazy. And it ended up being a unanimous decision for Sergey Pavlovich. Good for him. He gets back in the win column, but wasn't the exciting knockout heavyweight match that we were thinking we were going to get, but it is what it is. At least Pavlovich gets the win. Good for him. We will move on, though, to the co-main, Magomedov versus Michael Venom Page. Oh, my God, man. Magomedov got schooled. Michael Venom Page gets a unanimous decision over Magomedov. I picked Magomedov. I think most people pick Magomedov, but hey, I was wrong. I'll be the first to admit I was wrong. I did say that it was going to be a close fight, though. I did release a video, said it was going to be a close fight, and it was a close fight, but Michael Venom Page took over. He took over, Shera, I said that he maybe be able to adapt and throughout the rounds be able to, finally be able to adapt to Michael Venom Page's awkward, style that he has. His karate, his bouncing around, his style is very awkward, very unorthodox. I thought Shera would be able to adjust in round 2, round 3. He was never able to do that. Michael Venom Page got the better of him, landed some nice shots coming in. Even when he was backed up against the fence, was able to connect on Shera Magomedov. Anytime Magomedov tried to hit him with his hands, at least, Magomedov, for the most part of this fight, just kicked him. It was only kicks going at Michael Venom Page for the most part. He was never able to get his hands going, never able to connect on Michael Venom Page's head really badly. He was stung in moments. Shera Magomedov was dropped at one point. Michael Venom Page really schooled him on the feet, and it just shows kind of levels to this striking game. And even though Michael Venom Page is an unorthodox style and a very odd kind of bouncing around, popping shots, hands down low, it's effective, especially a guy against a high-level Muay Thai. So karate beats Muay Thai, man. Karate beats Muay Thai, but not all the time. But, Michael Venom Page, good win by him. Very good win at middleweight as well. Shuts down a prospect in Shera Magomedov, who everybody was hyped about. The Pirate is down, and in Michael Venom Page's post presser, he was like, "Hey man, I'm the Pirate now." It was kind of cool. Michael Venom Page, very good show guy. He's like a showstopper guy. He shows out. So good win by Michael Venom Page. Nice unanimous decision by him. But we'll move on to the main event where we got Israel Adesanya versus Nasruddin Imavov. Yeah, man, Adesanya's done. He's done. Like, there's no more excuses anymore. Adesanya fans can't make any more excuses. He's done. just got dominated by Nasruddin Imavov. Izzy was doing good in round one. He was landing some good shots. Imavov was pressuring him up against the fence, using his boxing, getting in close. That's the thing with Adesanya, man. He needs to be in the center of the octagon to really be in his nice range, land those kicks, land those nice shots from range. He had the reach advantage, but wasn't able to put it to use because Imavov just completely crowded Adesanya up against the fence, landed the better shots, and in round two was able to catch him with a nice right hook over the top, dropped Adesanya, and then Imavov landed a follow-up uppercut against the fence, which knocked out Adesanya, and that ends the fight, man. Nasruddin Imavov, actually a prospect at middleweight, just beat Israel Adesanya. Izzy's time is up, man. It sucks. 3-fight loss streak, coming off back-to-back losses by finish, got subbed and just got knocked out. So Israel Adesanya, it's going to be rough. I don't know where he goes from here, but we will deal with that tomorrow. I'm going to be making a video, best next matchups, based off this fight night, Adesanya versus Imavov. But good fight nonetheless. Good fight card. Not as exciting as I think everybody hoped, but I think it will still be better than 312. We'll see what happens. It really depends on the fights and the finishes, but it was a pretty good fight card. If you guys did enjoy the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below which fight was your guys' favorite, and I'll catch you boys in the next one. See you.